creation isn't random. It's patterned. The same geometric ratios that shape galaxies also shape our cells, shells, stories. And so even like, I went back and reinterpreted a lot of the biblical stories that just didn't make sense on the surface. Like, wait, hold on. The first two humans already failed, and that's supposed to be their fault, not the creator's fault. And then damned the rest of humanity. But also, you're supposed to be all knowing, but you didn't know this was going to happen, or you did know it was going to happen. So you basically set us up for failure and then said everything's going to be painful after that. And then we can't go back to eat. What are you talking about? And so, but it really actually mirrors the geometry, if you want to say, of creation itself. So to me, Eden is unity consciousness. It's the wholeness before the separation. The serpent is also the spiral. It's activation through movement and duality. The apple, this is sort of the overlap between spirit and matter and the birth of awareness. The fall from Eden was actually the descent into density. That was when our consciousness actually separated from the divine. And then the exile is the return to that unity consciousness. So it's not literal. It's almost like this geometric unfolding of consciousness. It tells the consciousness story, the same one that A Course in Miracles tells, or that Eastern religions tell in a slightly different way. But we are looking at it as only through the literal story. And so we just lose a lot of the gold there. But then it ends up becoming, and when you even think about it that way, it's like the consequences of that separation in the Bible, it looks like our punishment, like, oh, childbirth is going to be hard. You have to work for your food now. But also those are just the cost of being human, maybe, when we chose to come into this life. And so I know that's not exactly the structure that we think about, but I think the more that we see things as sacred geometry, the more we have, I'm sure your listeners that have had some psychedelic experiences, even if it's just a little bit of mushrooms, it's like you take a little bit of mushrooms and you're in a parking lot. Suddenly it's like every car is the same size. Everything's lined up exactly. The geometry is always right there. You look at the leaf and you see new patterns. But when you're in your typical state of mind, it just looks like a leaf because we've already given that leaf meaning. But I wonder how we would see it if we hadn't have already internalized it with the meaning that we would give it. I think that becomes closer to what we see in the psychedelic mindset with a little bit more DMT.